think there's lots going on in your south side of town that we need to talk about.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest breaking news is Lewis Robert may be going to the IL as
Ooh.
he was running to first again. Luckily, nothing ripped off of his body or anything, but he did suffer what was considered a minor groin strain. And TLR in the post game said that, it may require a short, well, not short, it'd be a 10-day IL stint. So they are going to reassess that tomorrow. Of course, this would be on the heels of the Sox, who, as you were saying about the Tigers, also have had a lot of injuries early, but AJ Pollock, it will be back in the lineup tomorrow. So, of course, someone else has to go on the IL as we get back to full strength.
I wonder how much time Pollock was going to take off for paternity leave. I wonder if that's almost worked out to the same amount of time, or maybe a little bit more, because it's been.
I think it's a little bit more than paternity leave, but it part of it was kind of a wash. He was not going to be there anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So. Well, and then Lucas Giolito returns on Sunday, so that's more good news.
He's officially returning, or he's eligible to return?
No, he's pitching on Sunday.
Nice.
In Minnesota. So, which will alleviate an issue or two. Probably not the biggest issue, which was Dallas Keuchel's performance, which part of what makes me laugh. Yes, he should have been out of the first inning with 8 pitches if it wasn't for Tim Anderson quite possibly having the worst game of his career, which of course led to him later putting up the middle finger, which I'm still on the fence about whether that was directed at Cleveland or directed at Dallas Keuchel. Because
he told Dallas Keuchel to fuck off with his play, but
yeah, but when he went to the mound at one point, they kind of got into it for a second.
Really?
Yeah, they there was kind of like a little bit of a minor exchange between the two of them. I don't know that they got into it, but they, I guess Tim talks. He moves his head when he talks. So that was probably. Let's
explain what happened. One weird first inning for Dallas Keuchel. He only ended up giving up 1 run though in the first, didn't he?
Yeah, in the first inning, only 1 run.
Then he recorded 0 outs in the second inning, where the Sox. Did you end up with 5 errors, or did they knock it down to 4 errors? I think they took one away from.
They took one away from was it Jose Abreu? Because I thought it may have been Tim Anderson again, because I had him down for 4 errors and he only had 3.
I had him down for 5 errors. One was Berger and one was Abreu. Then they took one off Abreu. So,
okay.
Regardless, it was ugly.
Yeah, and when you look at Cleveland is a contact team, and right now every place they hit the ball, they hit it where someone can't seem to get to it. I mean, outside of the Ramirez grand slam, which was a cookie over the heart of the plate that Keuchel admitted, was one of his 2 bad pitches he threw, but I have evidence to say contrary to that. Most of those balls were all hit on the ground, right? They were just
that's
hitting
Keuchel's
areas.
Game. I mean, he's a ground ball pitcher. That's how he gets. That's how he makes his living.
They're hit in areas, however, where the White Sox were not occupying.
Or if they were, they would punt it.
Well, no, but in the balls that here's where the errors are obviously on the defense, and it's been a horrible 3 games in 24 hours. But specifically, Keuchel made some comments after the game that went along the lines of, I'll take 9 singles and a blast, 3 hard hit balls all day, first pitch swings, ground balls. I mean, really all I ever wanted. Okay, in theory, that sounds fine when you listen to it, until you go to this awesome new tool, courtesy of MLB, where you can see every at bat and the exit velocity on every at bat. So I went through the second inning, and of his 3 hard hit balls, actually 9 were hit at an exit velocity of 87.8 miles an hour or harder. 5 balls that inning were hit at nearly 100 miles an hour, and 3 were hit at 104, 110, and 111. So
he's talking about the really hard hit balls.
Yeah, he's talking about the three that were at 103. But when you've got 5 other balls that are coming at you at nearly 100 miles an hour, or I mean, like, and you're not positioned defensively where it's only like a step over to get to it, you're probably not going to get to the ball. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to get to because that's in the infield for a second.
Right. So they called them errors. I mean, the scorekeeper called them errors because he thought a major league player should be able to make the play on whatever those errors were.
No. Those are the other hits that were not errors. Those were pure hits. So my point is, he may have thought he pitched well because he was pitching a lot of ground balls, but when they're hitting the ground balls at exit velocities like that, I mean, it's going to be difficult on any infield to get to the ball. I'm not talking about the balls that they got to and didn't make the plays on. I'm talking about balls that exited the infield at 100 miles an hour.
Or was he literally throwing your infield under the bus? I mean, is that where the middle finger came from? I never saw that, and I haven't seen that. I haven't looked for it, but where you saw it on TV, and it was like,
yeah, I saw it live on TV. I saw the conversation on the mound in the second.
On the mound, okay.
And then when Timmy came back out to the third, he was getting ready to start the inning. And this has been wrongly reported, by the way. A lot of people said in the second game of the doubleheader, Tim Anderson did not play in the second game of the doubleheader. So that report is erroneous. It was in the first game in the third inning. He came out, and it looked like he threw some dirt up in the air to, which he does to kind of see how the wind's blowing or whatever. And then he went and put up the finger, but I do believe it was towards the White Sox bench.
This is when he's batting?
No, this is when he's taking the field. He's at shortstop at this point before the inning's about to begin. So I don't know if there's speculation that it was the Cleveland fans heckling him and he put up the middle finger, but who knows what was said in the dugout? He was obviously frustrated with himself.
I mean, he's been heckled forever, so I can't believe.
Yeah, so I can't believe suddenly he would flip off the Cleveland fans, although I fully support that. But
why not?
Yeah, but like, nothing's come down from MLB about this, and it really hasn't been covered greatly across baseball. So
yeah, I haven't seen it at all. You brought it up.
I don't know if they already contacted Tim. And he's like, I wasn't flipping off the Cleveland fans, So
throwing dirt in the air.
Yeah, well, he was, and it looked like he did, like, he threw the dirt up and did this, but then, like, he had 3 fingers up at one point, and then it ended up like that. But I don't know. Podcast. It was just interesting to see. But I
sure it wasn't the Michigan Shocker.
No, that was Aaron Boone.
Word Hole Media.